me do one thing. I'll just try to continue to the next slide. Watch this slide and then just tell. Hope you are able to see the new slide. Something like Priyanka was a successful senior business analyst. So just share your thoughts. See, if in case you are not able to, anyone not able to see that correct slide or something, unmute and then tell me, okay, because I still don't know, right, from your end. I am assuming that the things are good. So if you take a look into this particular slide, what actually typically happens? See, I will tell you the ground level reality. If you are working as a scrum master, gone are the days you are going to handle one single team. Gone are the days you are going to work only as a scrum master role. Correct? If you are working as a scrum master, you might be given 4 or 5 teams to manage, and sometimes you may need to do other additional activities, other peripheral works also. So you may need to do a scrum master, come project manager, come PMO plus audit anchor plus project coordinator, all those jobs. So same thing sometimes happens to a business analyst also. So in some cases, whenever a product owner leaves the company, and if they are unable to find a replacement for the product owner, what is expected is that that business analyst should scale up and immediately start performing the role of a product owner, which is point one. The second challenge what is being given in this slide is that particular company is transitioning to AI ways of working, right? Many years ago, we used to call agile ways of working. Then they talked about digital transformation, all those things. Now it is AI ways of working. It could be Gen AI, it could be agentic AI, or whatever it is, some AI ways of working. So this particular person has a challenge. Okay, how am I going to plug the gap? Okay. So what thoughts come to your mind? Can you put some thoughts? Are you able to resonate with the slides at least? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're okay? Are you able to resonate the pain point from the slide? I just wanted the audience. Okay, good, good. Okay, cool. Fine. Okay. Now, why am I giving you these particular pain points? Because there is no guarantee that life is going to be a bed of roses for every one of us. The same situation could have happened to you in the past, or it may even happen to you in the future. It may even happen to me, right? So the only way to handle this particular situation is start preparing when you have some time, when you have some resources in your hand, rather than getting into a panic mode at the last moment. Okay. Now what now see, now I'm slowly trying to shift the gear. Now first things first. Okay, in this particular webinar, whenever I am using the word PM, you take it as product manager. It is not project manager, because for obvious reason it is an AI product management. Okay, so I will be using the word PM going forward. Now if you see this slide, it is going to talk some differences between project mindset and the product mindset. Okay, so you need to, so first thing, see, the tools may keep on changing, right? 6 months before, some tool was very prevalent in the market. 1 year after, that same tool may even become obsolete. But that fundamentals of product thinking, that productized mindset, those skills and capabilities are never going to change. In fact, it is going to improve project after project or product after product. So we will come back to the tools part later. Okay, I have some slides wherein I'm going to tell you at each and every phase of the PDLC, product development life cycle, these are the tools to use. This slide, what I'm sharing currently is, I just wanted you to take a minute to look into the slide. I'm not going to explain it line by line, okay, respecting your years of experience. Okay, we are all in the corporate world, but just you need to understand there is a fundamental paradigm shift while you are talking about project mindset and a product mindset. Because see, from my experience, I will tell, with all due respects, I never seen project managers talking about innovation, creativity, business value. Project managers usually talk about scope, cost, time, budget, delivery, SOW, all those aspects. Product managers talk about understanding the user persona, understanding the customer pain point, and then something called a feature usage index. So these are all some of the terms which product managers generally use. CSAT score. Project managers are typically constrained by the three vertices of the triangle: scope, cost, and time, assuming that the quality has been internally taken care, because without quality, scope, cost, and time doesn't make relevance, right? So these are all certain things which I wanted you to keep in mind. Now, your basic question, right? So what do you mean by OKR? It's a very simple question. You all know, right? Can you just put it there? Something called OKR, right? So what is that? So it is like it's been written there. I understand it is an objective and key result. Can you give me one or two examples saying that this was my OKR in this particular engagement or project? Can you give me some example? Okay, now why am I telling this is when I was an agile coach, I used to create OKR driven agile transformation roadmap. Okay. Similarly, if you are a successful product manager, you need to create something called OKR driven product roadmap, because see, there is no point in creating something and then searching for a value later. While you are designing something, while you are creating something itself, you need to co-create it with that value realization in the mind. Even for example, right, improving the CSAT score, or for example, you wanted better footprints in that application, or you wanted to improve the application usage index, or some metrics, okay, depending upon the context. Now, you are not thinking about epic features at the beginning. You are thinking about, okay, what is the OKR that I need to achieve? Okay, I wanted more users to log in and complete this end-to-end transaction. If this is the goal, now you go back to your epics and features and the user stories. You never start the journey by defining epic feature user story. You have a product vision, right? And you have a strategy. So these are all some points which you need to keep in mind. Okay. Okay, now this slide I'm going to talk about why are we talking about what, okay, what is product management, and okay, so we'll come back on that. Here we are going to focus on, am I building the right product, not just the product, right? Okay, so I generally tell this particular example. Don't build a product and look for audience. It is absolutely wrong. Look for audience, then come back and then build a product, so that you know, so that you need not shell out money in doing marketing generally, right? Because what is the use of building a product which is so good in nature but no one wants it in the market? So, product management doesn't begin by talking about prioritization or your WSJF, all these things. Yes, will come later. Product management begins by talking the who is the customer, what is the pain point of the customer, why am I going to solve the pain point, then how am I going to solve the pain point. So always begin the journey by focusing more on the researching the customer and then understanding the pain points of the customer, because a product is indeed a solution to the pain point of the customer, right? Any kind of a product. See, if you're taking Google Map is a AI product. Obviously it's a AI product. Your Google Map is a AI product, and your Netflix is also a AI product, because it is a recommendation engine. Netflix has the capability to analyze your trends, and then it keeps recommending you some new videos of similar flavor. So don't you think that Netflix is a AI product? It's a AI product. Whereas your Jira, without integrating with any AI components, if you take Jira or Rally or ServiceNow or your ADO, it is just a product. So don't look for some AI products, means something in heaven and cloud. Whatever day to day we are using, right? Your Swiggy, your Zomato, Uber, Ola, all these things are AI products, because it has a third party interface. It also keeps the history of your trends. It populates the recommendations, right? Kind of an analytics, right? Kind of a thing at a preliminary level. Somewhere in the slide I'm going to talk about a mixed panel and all those things later. Now we are just trying to shift the gear. Okay. All right. So, in the product management, right, we are going to bridge the gap between business and technology, maximize the ROI. So, these things you may need to keep in mind. See, while you are not expected to buy out all these things, these are all some of the essential traits which you need to keep in mind while you are building a product and then trying to validate the product, right? Because even your minimum viable product, what we call as an MVP, do need to have these particular criteria. We have a lot of concepts: MVP, MMF, minimum marketable feature, MMR, minimum marketable release, ML, and minimum lovable product. So I'm not going to give you a lot of buzzwords here. I'm just trying to tell you these are all the things which you need to keep in mind. Then let's spend some time on this. So for the next 1.5 hour or 1 hour, you guys forget about SDLC. We are going to talk about PDLC, product development life cycle, right? So it starts with ideation, requirements gathering, then you do some design, then you develop it, then you do some validation of the product, and then you keep, like, no, you then deploy it, you monitor it, try to collect the feedback, factor in the feedback loop back to the product, right? So every product has its own maturity life cycle also, which we need to understand. Okay. So agile is used as